Int. David's bedroom, morning. The camera pans over a cluttered room filled with books, gadgets, and an old laptop humming softly. David, a disheveled but charmingly handsome man in his mid-30s, is asleep in his bed. An alarm clock reads 6 a.m. and begins to buzz. David groans, reaching out to silence the alarm. He sits up, rubbing his eyes, and glances around the room, momentarily disoriented. He reaches for his phone, checking messages. Close up a phone screen, a text message from an unknown number. "Good morning, David. Today is the day." David frowns, puzzled, but dismisses it as a prank. He gets out of bed, stretching, and walks to the bathroom. Int. Grace's apartment, morning. Grace, a composed and intelligent woman in her early 30s, is already awake, sitting at her desk with a laptop. The room is neat, with minimal decor but a few personal touches: photos of friends and family, a small plant, a stack of notebooks. Grace clicks through a series of videos, all featuring David. She pauses on one, watching intently as he talks animatedly on his podcast. She sighs, closing the laptop, and stares out the window, deep in thought. Grace's inner monologue: "VO, I know almost everything about him. His family, his friends, his habits. But he doesn't even know I exist. Yet." Int. David's kitchen, morning. David makes a cup of coffee, his routine automatic. He glances at the calendar on the fridge, noting a circled date with the words "Meet G" written in red. He frowns, trying to recall what it's about. David, muttering "Meet G? What the hell?" He shakes his head, dismissing it for now, and heads to his small recording studio in the corner of the living room. Int. Recording studio, morning. David sits at his desk, adjusts the microphone, and starts recording his daily podcast. David, good morning, listeners. It's David here with your daily dose of musings and random thoughts. Got a strange text this morning, something about today is the day. If any of you are pranking me, nice try. He chuckles, but there's a hint of unease in his voice. Int. Comedy club, night. The scene shifts to a dimly lit comedy club, where several comedians, including Tony Hinchcliffe, Joe Rogan, and Ricky Gervais, are gathered around a table, talking animatedly. There's a sense of camaraderie and shared purpose. Tony, so, you all got the message too? About the 52? Joe, yeah, and the weird thing is, I can't shake the feeling this is bigger than just a prank. Ricky, same here. I got an email from myself, telling me to talk to Joe. Figured I might as well see what's up. The comedians exchange knowing glances, realizing they are part of something much larger. Int. David's living room, night. David is lounging on his couch, flipping through channels absent-mindedly. His phone buzzes again, another message from the unknown number: "Meet Grace." She has answers. David sits up, his interest piqued. David, Grace. Who are you? Extension. Park, day. The next day, David and Grace are in a park, standing a few feet apart. There's an awkward tension between them. Grace is nervous but tries to hide it, while David is curious but cautious. Grace, hi, David. I'm Grace. David, hi. Do I know you? Grace, no, but I know you. I've been watching your podcasts, following your work. David raises an eyebrow, intrigued but skeptical. David, and why would you do that? Grace hesitates, then takes a deep breath. Grace, because I think we're part of something bigger. Something that involves those messages you've been getting. David's eyes widen, and he takes a step closer, the pieces starting to come together. David, you got the messages too? Grace, yes. And I think it's time we find out what they mean. The camera pulls back, showing David and Grace standing together, united in their quest for answers. The park is bustling with life, but their conversation feels like the calm at the center of a storm. Fade out. Title card, The 52, A Comedy of Conspiracy. Extension. Space, night. The final shot pans out to a massive spaceship orbiting Earth, its sleek, futuristic design glinting against the backdrop of stars. The scene hints at the larger mysteries and adventures that await. Fade to black. This opening scene introduces the main characters, hints at their individual struggles, and sets the stage for their journey together, all while weaving in the mysterious messages and the larger conspiracy involving the comedians and the spaceship. David and Grace, still processing their unexpected meeting, sit on a park bench. The surroundings are serene, with the soft chirping of birds and a gentle breeze rustling the leaves. David breaks the silence first. David, nervously, so, you've been getting these messages too? Grace, nods, yeah, it's weird, right? I've been trying to figure out what it all means. Watching your podcasts. I feel like I know you already. David, raises an eyebrow, you've been watching my podcasts? Grace, smiling, hours of them. I needed to understand you before reaching out. I felt like there was a reason behind all this. As they talk, the camera cuts to a hidden, high-tech monitoring room aboard the spaceship. Aliens with a humanoid appearance observe David and Grace through a large screen. They converse in their language, which is subtitled for the audience. Alien 1, subtitled, The Convergence Has Begun. They must be guided carefully. Alien 2, subtitled, Agreed. Their connection is crucial for the next phase. Back on Earth, the scene returns to the comedian's secret meeting place, a cozy room filled with posters, microphones, and recording equipment. Tony, Joe, and Ricky discuss the latest developments. Tony, laughing, I still can't believe we're part of this cosmic joke. Joe, serious, it's more than that, Tony. There's something deeper going on. We're being chosen for a reason. Ricky, sarcastic, great. Just what I needed, more responsibility. But honestly, it's fascinating. The emails, the messages, it's like we're in some sci-fi movie. Joe, we need to figure out how to help David and Grace. They're the key. The comedians agree to use their platforms to subtly guide David and Grace without revealing too much. They plan their next moves, knowing that their actions will influence the unfolding events. The scene shifts back to the park. David's phone buzzes again. He looks at it and then shows the message to Grace. David, reading the message, go to the comedy club. You'll find answers. Grace, determined, we need to go. I feel like everything is connected. They stand up and head towards the comedy club, their pace quickening with a mix of fear and excitement. As they enter the club, the atmosphere changes. The comedians, already there, spot them and exchange knowing glances. David and Grace approach Tony, Joe, and Ricky, who greet them warmly. Joe, smiling, welcome. We've been expecting you. The scene ends with the group sitting down together, ready to share information and uncover the truth behind the mysterious messages and their intertwined destinies. The journey is just beginning, and the path ahead is filled with uncertainties and revelations. Int. Comedy Club, Night. The dimly lit club is bustling with activity. Patrons laugh and chatter as comedians take the stage one by one. David and Grace sit at a corner table with Joe, Tony, and Ricky. The air is thick with anticipation. Joe, leaning in, "So, you both have been getting the messages?" David, nodding, "Yeah. It's like someone's guiding us, but we don't know who or why." Grace, looking around, "Is everyone here involved?" Tony, smirking, "Pretty much. We're the chosen 52. Each of us had a moment of realization, a connection to this phenomenon." Ricky, chuckling, "Some of us through more bizarre means than others." The camera cuts to a series of flashbacks showing various comedians experiencing their moments of realization, one during a psychedelic trip, another in a moment of deep meditation, and yet another while performing on stage. Each scene highlights the diversity of their experiences. David, leaning forward, "So what now? Why are we here?" Joe, serious, "We need to figure out our next steps. We believe the messages are coming from a higher intelligence, possibly the aliens who created the clones." Grace, wide-eyed, "Clones?" Ricky, nodding, "Yes. Clones of you two, on a spaceship. They are trying to communicate with us, guide us." David and Grace exchange a look of disbelief and curiosity. Suddenly, a message pops up on David's phone. He reads it aloud. David, reading, "Follow the light outside the club. Trust your instincts." The group shares a look of determination. They stand up and head towards the exit. As they step outside, they see a bright, pulsating light in the distance. The city's usual sounds fade into the background, replaced by a low, humming frequency that seems to resonate with their very beings. Grace, softly, "Do you hear that?" Tony, nodding, "Yeah. It's like it's calling us." They walk towards the light, their pace steady and purposeful. The light leads them to an abandoned building on the outskirts of town. They enter cautiously, the atmosphere charged with anticipation. Int. Abandoned building, continuous. The building is dark and eerie. As they move deeper inside, the light intensifies, guiding them to a hidden room. Inside, they find advanced alien technology, a holographic interface displaying images and messages. Joe, in awe, "This is it. This is what we've been looking for." Grace, reaching out, "What does it do?" As Grace touches the interface, the hologram activates, displaying a detailed map of the spaceship and its crew of clones, including David and Grace's counterparts. The interface starts playing a recorded message from one of the aliens. Alien hologram, subtitled, "Welcome, chosen ones. Your journey is just beginning. The fate of both worlds lies in your hands. Trust in each other, and the path will become clear." The group stands in silence, absorbing the gravity of their mission. They realize that their connection is deeper than they ever imagined, and their actions will shape the future of humanity and the alien civilization. David, determined, "We have to do this. We have to see it through." Grace, smiling, "Together." The scene ends with the group standing united, ready to face the challenges ahead and uncover the mysteries of their intertwined destinies. The light in the room pulses rhythmically, symbolizing the heartbeat of their shared mission. Int. Spaceship, observation deck, night. David and Grace, now dressed in sleek, futuristic outfits, stand on the observation deck of the spaceship. The vast expanse of space stretches out before them, filled with stars and distant galaxies. They are joined by a few of the original comedians, including Joe, Tony, and Ricky, who look around in awe. Grace, softly, It's more beautiful than I ever imagined. David, nodding, and more real than any story I could have come up with. Joe, grinning, well, welcome to the next chapter of human existence. The group is approached by an alien, tall and slender, with glowing eyes and an ethereal presence. The alien speaks through a holographic translator. Alien, subtitled, "Welcome aboard. We are honored to have you here. This ship is now your home." Ricky, whispering to Joe, "Did you ever think we'd be doing something like this?" Joe, laughing, "Not in a million years." The alien leads them to a large screen displaying Earth. As they watch, the screen shifts to show a series of images from the spaceship's history, including the creation of the clones, the development of the ship's advanced technology, and the journey to the current moment. Alien, subtitled, "Your presence here marks a new beginning. The clones of David and Grace have been instrumental in our journey, and now, with you here, we can move forward together." Grace, to the alien, "What do you need from us?" Alien, subtitled, "To understand and to help us bridge the gap between our species. Your insights, creativity, and resilience are key to our shared future." David, nodding, "We'll do whatever we can." The alien gestures to a nearby door, which opens to reveal a large, comfortable room filled with advanced technology and personal touches that remind David and Grace of their homes on Earth. Alien, subtitled, "This will be your living quarters. You will find everything you need to continue your work and maintain contact with your loved ones on Earth." Tony, joking, "Well, at least the accommodations are nice." Grace, smiling, "It feels almost like home." David, to the alien, "What's our first task?" Alien, subtitled, "You will begin by familiarizing yourselves with the ship and its inhabitants. The children are eager to meet you." Grace, "The children?" The alien nods and leads them to another room, where they are greeted by a group of children who are clearly clones but have unique features and personalities. The children look at David and Grace with wide eyes, filled with curiosity and excitement. Child clone, shyly, "Are you really David and Grace?" Grace, kneeling down, "Yes, we are." "And who are you?" Child clone, smiling, "I'm Ella. We've been waiting to meet you." The children gather around David and Grace, their eyes shining with admiration and love. It's a moment of pure connection, bridging the gap between Earth and the spaceship. David, to Grace, "This is what it's all about." Grace, nodding, "Yes, it is. We're not just here to observe. We're here to be a part of something bigger." The scene ends with David and Grace embracing the children, surrounded by the warmth and hope of a new beginning. The observation deck's lights dim, and the ship continues its journey through the stars, symbolizing the unity and collaboration of the two worlds. Int. Spaceship, Medical Bay, Day. The medical bay is a high-tech area with advanced equipment and serene lighting. Grace and David, now more accustomed to the ship, are accompanied by Ricky and a few of the other comedians. They are here for a routine checkup, an essential part of adjusting to life on the spaceship. A holographic interface displays their vital signs, and an alien medic, with a calm and professional demeanor, attends to them. The comedians watch with a mix of curiosity and apprehension. Alien medic, subtitled, "This checkup ensures your bodies are adapting well to our environment. We also monitor your mental health closely." Ricky, nervously, "Mental health, huh? I'm in trouble then." The alien medic smiles, a rare but comforting gesture. Alien medic, subtitled, "Humor is an excellent coping mechanism. We have studied it extensively." Joe, to David, "Feels like being on a sci-fi set, but it's all real." David, nodding, "More real than anything I've ever experienced." Grace, seated on a diagnostic chair, watches the holographic readouts with interest. The medic adjusts the scanner to focus on her brain activity. Grace, what are you looking for? Alien medic, subtitled, we are analyzing your cognitive patterns. The transition from Earth to the ship can be challenging. We aim to make it as seamless as possible. Grace, curious, have you found anything unusual? The alien medic's eyes flash with what appears to be amusement. Alien medic, subtitled, your brain activity is highly dynamic, which is expected given your background. It is a positive sign. Ricky, to Joe, joking, does that mean she's crazier than us? Joe, laughing, probably just more interesting. The medic finishes the scans and gestures for Grace to join the others. David is next, sitting on the diagnostic chair with a mix of anticipation and nervousness. David, to the medic, how long do these checkups last? Alien medic, subtitled, just a few more moments. Your cooperation is appreciated. As the scans proceed, the group starts discussing their experiences on the ship. Tony, to Ricky, so, what do you think about all this? Ricky, thoughtful, it's a lot to take in. The technology, the aliens, the clones. It's like living in a comedy and a science fiction movie at the same time. Joe, nodding, and we're just scratching the surface. There's so much more to learn. The scans on David complete, and the alien medic steps back. Alien medic, subtitled, you are both in excellent health. We will continue to monitor your adaptation. If you experience any discomfort, please let us know immediately. Grace, thank you. David, standing up, yes, thank you. The medic nods and returns to their station. The group leaves the medical bay, walking through the ship's corridors filled with alien technology and views of space. Grace, to David, you know, despite everything, I feel clear-headed here. David, agreeing, me too. It's like the ship has a way of focusing your thoughts. Joe, joining in, maybe it's the lack of distractions. No social media, no constant noise. Just space. Ricky, laughing, yeah, and a bunch of aliens who know more about us than we do. The group reaches a lounge area, where they sit and relax. The walls display serene images of Earth, reminding them of home. Grace, reflective, do you ever wonder what's happening back on Earth right now? David, sighing, all the time. But I guess that's part of the journey. Learning to let go and focus on where we are. Joe, smiling, and right now, we are in the middle of the greatest adventure of our lives. The scene ends with the group sitting together, sharing stories and laughter, while the spaceship continues its journey through the cosmos. The bond between them grows stronger, setting the stage for the challenges and discoveries ahead. Int. Spaceship, Communications Room, Day. The communications room is a sophisticated chamber filled with holographic screens and advanced interfaces. Grace and David stand at a central console, flanked by Joe, Ricky, and a few other comedians. The room hums with a low, calming sound, indicating the vast network of connections reaching across space. Grace, to David, this is it. We're about to transmit our first message back to Earth. David, nervously, I hope they are ready for what we have to say. Joe, reassuring, if anyone can make them understand, it's you two. Just speak from the heart. Ricky adjusts his microphone, preparing to assist with the transmission. Ricky, joking, or from the brain? Whichever works better for you. An alien technician, efficient and respectful, approaches the group. It adjusts the settings on the console, ensuring optimal transmission quality. Alien technician, subtitled, the channel is open. You may begin when ready. Grace takes a deep breath and steps closer to the console. David joins her, and together they face the holographic screen displaying a view of Earth from space. Grace, speaking into the console, "Hello, Earth. This is Grace, broadcasting from the spaceship." David, continuing, "And this is David. We have so much to share with you about our journey and what we've discovered. Grace, we know it's hard to believe, but we are living among aliens, learning from them, and experiencing things we never thought possible. David, we want you to know that we are safe, and the aliens are not hostile. They are curious, just like us, and they have a lot to teach us. Grace, pausing, we also want to introduce you to the team that's been with us. These brave comedians, our fellow adventurers, who have helped us stay grounded and sane." The comedians step forward, each taking turns to say a few words. Joe, smiling, "Hey everyone, it's Joe Rogan. We're all in this together, and we're learning so much. Stay curious." Ricky, waving, "Ricky Gervais here. It's like nothing you've ever imagined. Keep laughing, it's the best way to deal with the unknown." Tony, nodding, "Tony Hinchcliffe. We're making history here, and we want you to be a part of it." The message continues, each comedian adding their voice and perspective, creating a tapestry of hope and curiosity. The alien technician monitors the transmission, ensuring it reaches Earth without interference. Grace, concluding, "We are not just telling you about a new world. We're inviting you to join us in this adventure. To explore, to learn, and to grow." David, firmly, "We're all in this together. Earth and the stars. Let's make the future something to be proud of." The transmission ends, and the room falls silent for a moment. The weight of their words hangs in the air. Joe, breaking the silence, "Well, that went well." Ricky, smirking, "If they don't think we're crazy, they'll definitely be intrigued." Grace, turning to David, "Do you think they'll believe us?" David, thoughtfully, "I think they'll have to. The evidence is too compelling." Joe, nodding, "And we're just getting started. There's so much more to show them." Alien technician, subtitled, "The message has been successfully transmitted. We will monitor for responses." Grace, "Thank you for everything." The alien technician bows slightly, acknowledging their gratitude. David, to the group, "Now, we wait." The scene closes with the group leaving the communications room, feeling a mix of anticipation and relief. They have taken a significant step in bridging the gap between Earth and the spaceship, setting the stage for the next phase of their journey. Ending scene. Int. Spaceship, garden area, day. David and Grace walk through the garden area of the spaceship, a serene and lush environment filled with alien and Earth plants. The gravity and atmosphere are carefully controlled to mimic Earth's conditions, making it a tranquil space for reflection. They are surrounded by the laughter and chatter of children, clones of themselves and the original inhabitants of the spaceship. Grace, smiling, "Look at them, David. They are so full of life and curiosity." David, nodding, "It's amazing to think we're a part of this. We've helped create a new generation." A group of children runs up to them, their faces bright with excitement. One child, a young girl who resembles Grace, tugs at her hand. Young girl, excitedly, "Grace, David. We learned about Earth today. It sounds so wonderful." David, crouching down to her level, "It is wonderful. And one day, you might get to see it for yourselves." Young girl, beaming, "Really? I can't wait." Grace, laughing, "You'll love it, I promise." They continue walking, hand in hand, surrounded by the children who look up to them as parental figures. Int. Spaceship, docking bay, day. The spaceship's docking bay is a hive of activity as the 52 comedians prepare for their journey to the mothership. They have their personal belongings packed, and there is an air of excitement mixed with anxiety. Joe Rogan stands with Ricky Gervais, Tony Hinchcliffe, and other comedians. They are dressed in casual, comfortable attire suitable for space travel. Joe, to the group, "This is it, everyone. We're about to make history." Ricky, jokingly, "Just don't forget to bring your sense of humor. We might need it." The group laughs, easing the tension. As they board the transport vessel, they exchange final messages with their families and followers on Earth. The vessel's engines hum to life, ready to take them to the mothership. Int. Spaceship, transport vessel, day. The interior of the transport vessel is sleek and modern, designed for comfort during the short journey to the mothership. The comedians find their seats and strap in, looking out the windows at the vastness of space. Joe sits next to Ricky, both of them reflecting on the journey that has led them here. Joe, thoughtfully, "Can you believe this is happening?" Ricky, smirking, "No, but I've stopped questioning the impossible." Tony, leaning over, "Ready for the adventure of a lifetime?" Joe, nodding, "Absolutely." Int. Mothership, arrival dock, day. The transport vessel docks with the mothership, and the comedians step out into a grand arrival dock. The space is massive, with high ceilings and intricate designs that blend alien architecture with elements of Earth culture. Grace and David are there to greet them, along with a group of aliens and clones. The atmosphere is welcoming and filled with anticipation. Grace, hugging Joe, "Welcome to the mothership." David, shaking hands with Ricky, "It's great to see you all here." The group is led into a large hall where they are introduced to the alien leadership and other key figures on the ship. There are warm greetings and exchanges, bridging the gap between species. Int. Mothership, interview chamber, day. The comedians set up their podcast equipment in a specially designed interview chamber. It's a high-tech space with comfortable seating and advanced recording devices. They are ready to begin their series of interviews with the aliens, David, Grace, and the children. Joe, testing the mic, "All right, let's get started." Ricky, adjusting his seat, "First up, I want to talk to the captain of this ship." The alien captain, a dignified and wise figure, takes a seat across from them. The interview begins, delving into the history of the spaceship, its mission, and the future of the human-alien collaboration. Int. Mothership, children's area, day. Meanwhile, David and Grace walk through the children's area, where the young clones are engaged in various activities. The children recognize them immediately, their faces lighting up with joy. Child 1, running up, David. Grace. "Look what we made." The child shows a model of Earth, crafted with incredible detail. David and Grace are touched by the gesture, feeling a deep connection to these children who represent the future. David, smiling, "It's beautiful. Just like the real thing." Grace, kneeling, "You all did such a wonderful job. We're so proud of you." The children gather around, seeking hugs and attention. It's a heartwarming scene, filled with love and hope. Int. Mothership, observation deck, night. As the day comes to an end, Grace and David stand on the observation deck, looking out at the stars. The Earth is visible in the distance, a reminder of where they came from and what they have accomplished. David, reflectively, "Do you think they'll ever let the clones visit Earth?" Grace, thoughtfully, "I hope so. They deserve to see where their roots are." David, taking her hand, And what about us? Do you ever want to go back? Grace, smiling, sometimes. But I think our place is here now. We have a new family, a new purpose. David, nodding, you're right. This is our home now. They stand together, embracing the future and all the possibilities it holds. Int. Mothership, interview chamber, day. The final scene shows the comedians interviewing various aliens, the David and Grace clones, and the children. The conversations are insightful, humorous, and filled with genuine curiosity. Joe, to an alien, what do you hope to achieve with this collaboration? Alien, subtitled, we hope to learn from each other, to grow and evolve together. This is just the beginning. The camera pans out, showing the vibrant interactions between humans and aliens, the merging of cultures and ideas. The screen fades to black, leaving the audience with a sense of wonder and anticipation for what comes next. Text on screen. This is only the beginning. The journey continues. Fade out. End credits roll. This ending brings together the various threads of the story, highlighting the unity and collaboration between humans and aliens, and setting the stage for future adventures.